I don't believe in the Bible. Through the reading of popular scientific books, I soon reached the conviction that much in the stories of the Bible could not be true. The consequence was a positively fanatic orgy of free thinking. Coupled with the impression that youth is intentionally being deceived by the state through lies, it was a crushing impression. Mistrust of every kind of authority grew out of this experience, a skeptical attitude toward the convictions that were alive in any specific social environment, an attitude that has never again left me. The Bible is a collection of honorable, but still primitive legends which are nevertheless pretty childish. No interpretation, no matter how subtle, can, for me, change this. I don't believe in personal God. Nobody, certainly, will deny that the idea of the existence of an omnipotent, just, personal God is able to help man, and give him guidance. Also, due to its simplicity, it is accessible to the most undeveloped mind. But, on the other hand, there are decisive weaknesses attached to this idea in itself, which have been painfully felt since the beginning of history. The desire for guidance, love, and support motivates men to form the social or moral conception of God. This is the God of providence, who protects, disposes, rewards, and punishes, the God who, according to the limits of the believer's outlook, loves and cherishes the life of the tribe or of the human race. This is the social or moral conception of God. During the youthful period of mankind's spiritual evolution, human fantasy created gods in man's own image. About God, I cannot accept any concept based on the authority of the Church. I do not believe in the fear of life, in the fear of death, in blind faith. I cannot prove to you that there is no personal God, but if I were to speak of him, I would be a liar. I do not believe in the God of theology, who rewards good and punishes evil. My God created laws that take care of that. His universe is not ruled by wishful thinking, but by immutable laws. It seems to me that the idea of a personal God is an anthropomorphic concept, which I cannot take seriously. I feel also not able to imagine will or goal outside the human sphere. I cannot conceive of a God who rewards and punishes his creatures, or has a will of the kind that we experience in ourselves. I cannot conceive of a personal God who would directly influence the actions of individuals, or would directly sit in judgment on creatures of his own creation. I cannot do this in spite of the fact that mechanistic causality has, to a certain extent, been placed in doubt by modern science. I do not believe in a God who concerns himself with the fates and actions of human beings. The idea of a personal God is quite alien to me, and seems even naive. The word God is for me nothing more than the expression and product of human weaknesses. I do not believe in immortality of the individual, and I consider ethics to be an exclusively human concern, with no superhuman authority behind it. Morality is of the highest importance, but for us, not for God. A man's ethical behavior should be based effectually on sympathy, education, and social ties and needs. No religious basis is necessary. Man would indeed be in a poor way if he had to be restrained by fear of punishment and hope of reward after death. I don't believe in prayers. Scientific research is based on the idea that everything that takes place is determined by laws of nature, and therefore this holds for the action of people. For this reason, a research scientist will hardly be inclined to believe that events could be influenced by a prayer, that is, by a wish addressed to a supernatural being. My religiosity consists in a humble admiration of the infinitely superior spirit that reveals itself in the little that we can comprehend of reality. I believe in Spinoza's God, who reveals himself in the orderly harmony of what exists. The more a man is imbued with the ordered regularity of all events, the firmer becomes his conviction that there is no room left by the side of this ordered regularity for causes of a different nature. For him, neither the rule of human nor the rule of divine will exist as an independent cause of natural events. My views are near to those of Spinoza, admiration for the beauty of the logical simplicity of the order and harmony, which we can grasp humbly and only imperfectly. I believe that we have to content ourselves with our imperfect knowledge and understanding, and treat values and moral obligations as a purely human problem, the most important of all human problems. Buddhism has the characteristics of what would be expected in a cosmic religion for the future. It transcends a personal God, avoids dogmas and theology. It covers both the natural and the spiritual, and it is based on a religious sense, aspiring from the experience of all things, natural and spiritual, as a meaningful unity.